Now, over the decades, I've watched more and more people allow others to decide what they could do, what they could say, and even what they could think. Now, we find actors in government, media, academia, and elsewhere telling us what we are allowed to see and to know. All this time, I thought they were trying to take away our freedom. Now I realize what they want is for us to give up our freedom for ourselves. During a recent conference call where we were discussing the idea of name calling and labeling, one of the participants said something that caught my attention. Now, I just talked about how I avoid labels because they destroy individuality when someone said they thought they had lost their individuality. That's when it dawned on me. If you are not an individual, if you do not get to decide who you are, but only what groups you are in, then you are not free. What you think, what you're allowed to express, even who you are, is no longer determined by you and your nature, but by the labels and coercion of society. Which reminds me of a Benjamin Franklin quote, writing as Silence Dogood. Without freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom, and no such thing as public liberty without freedom of speech, which is the right of every man as far as by it he does not hurt or control the right of another. And this is the only check it ought to suffer, the only bounds it ought to know. Collectivism claims control of your freedom of thought, your freedom of speech, and the very essence of who you are. Does this help explain the lack of wisdom we see in America today? Does it explain how millions of Americans complied with the demand by government to lock themselves up, wear a mask, and even try an experimental treatment, all without any evidence that it was safe, much less effective? Has collectivism led to the groupthink that permeates what was once called the sciences? We've been told that our rights don't matter when faced with a public good, but is that not the death knell of freedom itself?